So as we talked about a few days ago, the average equity gained by the average homeowner in America was $64,000 in the last 12 months. And then here in California, the average was actually $141,000 for the average homeowner that they gained in equity in the last 12 months. And it's been continuing like that for the last 2 or 3 years or so. So with all this new equity, not everyone wants to sell and leave their home. Some people want to just refinance. So Darren, what are some of the things, why would someone want to refinance? What are some things that they can, why should they take advantage of this? Who is this good for?
Well, it's a great product, or it's a great thing that you can do with the home that you own, because it's your equity, and it's, you have access to that equity. It's good for people that, let's say, for example, you owe $200,000 on your mortgage and your home is valued at $400,000.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say you have 2 car payments and they're each $500 a pop, and they're $25,000 balances, and then you have various credit cards that are like $5,000 total, and you have like a $200 payments for those. Well, what good is a 3% interest rate if you're living paycheck to paycheck? You have no savings, in terms of a nest egg or emergency fund, and you're just struggling to make that payment every month because of all the other payments that you have.
Right.
If you have a home that's valued at $400,000, typically lenders can go up to 80% of that, which is $320,000.
Yeah.
So you could pull out a new loan for $320,000, or even, let's just say $300,000, just to make it an even number, and you owe $200,000 on your mortgage. We would pay off that mortgage, and you'd have $100,000 less minus closing costs. Let's just say closing costs are $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
So you would have $95,000 in cash.
Yeah.
What you would do is, you take $50,000 of that, pay off your 2 vehicles, eliminate the $1,000 in payments there. You pay off your credit cards, the $5,000 there, so that's at $55,000, and we say 95, so it's a $40,000 you have left over.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say that you had a kitchen remodel that you were looking to do, and now you have, let's say it's $20,000. You put $20,000 and remodel your kitchen. And then let's say you want to put, what's that leave us with? $20,000.
Yeah.
So now you have $20,000 remaining. Put $15,000 in an emergency fund, and then you have 2 kids and you don't have anything saved for their college, or so you put $2,500 a piece in their let's say college 529 savings plan to save for their college tuition. Now you went from living paycheck to paycheck to having paid off vehicles, $20,000 in an emergency fund, a remodeled kitchen, $2,500 a pop in your child's college 529 plan.
Yeah.
You have no consumer debt. You just have your mortgage, and your mortgage might go up $300 or $400, but think of all those payments that you eliminated.
Right.
Your credit score is going to boost up because you paid off all of your debt.
Yeah.
And then you're just you're in a better position financially to move forward and have more control of your finances, so that when the market does eventually drop down again, you can go ahead and refinance at that point into a better term for the mortgage loan.
Yeah. Market meaning interest rates drop down.
Interest rates drop down, right?
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Yeah, interest rates drop down. And at that point, you can refinance and lower your monthly mortgage payment as well.
Yeah, and with your remodeled kitchen, now you just added even more value to your house.
Right.
So you put $20,000 in, you just gain 30 or 40.
Right.
Sometimes.
Yeah. People get so fixated on the interest rate, which is great. Financially, a better interest rate is always better.
Sure.
But what good is that if you're maxing out your credit cards and you're living paycheck to paycheck and don't have a emergency fund?
Yeah.
Why not tap into the equity that's your equity that you put yourself in position for? Take advantage of that. That's something that homeownership provides to Americans that not a lot of people, I guess you would say, realize is part of home ownership.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it can help you just live month to month a little bit easier with that saved
Right.
up equity, as opposed to just paying rent all the time. You're just throwing that money away.
right.
And even if you're trying to get ready to sell, this is one thing that I encourage a lot of people to do. If they have a lot of equity and maybe their house is more outdated
Yeah.
and not in super good shape, it's like, why don't you maybe refinance if you
Mm-hmm.
can, take some of that money back out to improve the property, and now you can sell your house for way more. And if it hasn't been that much of a big deal because the market's been so hot, but as it starts to get a little bit more normal, now it's like you need to start thinking about things like, if your house is on the market and it's really outdated versus another one down the street and that one's fully updated,
Right.
well, now you got to actually compete.
Right.
People are like, we don't know what that's all about. We don't know how to compete. We just slap it on the MLS and take the first $50,000 offer that's over asking and run with it. But
Yes. Yeah.
there's just so many tools available when you have that equity that you can take advantage of and use.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, talk to a lender for sure, what your options are, how much you can take out, what your rates are, and then obviously agents can help as well, give you some tips. And
Right. And again, that option isn't for everybody. If you're in a position where
Right.
you already have an emergency fund and you don't live paycheck to paycheck, and you're comfortable with your monthly living expenses, then that option might not be the best option for you. I'm speaking to whoever has month to month just struggling, and they have this house that they have an opportunity to kind of reposition themselves financially.
yeah, that can be a big difference. And then even for the people that are more well off and they do have the savings and they're in a comfortable position, I mean, if you're able to pull out $100,000 in equity, you can go buy an investment property with that. You can go buy some more real estate, take advantage of all those advantages that come with it, the tax advantages, and obviously, and then get some more income. I mean, that's a pretty solid down payment. 20% of that is $500,000. You could buy a fourplex in Bakersfield, even. And it can be pretty good. So there's so many ways. A lot of people think about real estate as monopoly, right? You buy one and then you just keep like leveling up. You buy another house, hotel. And you just kind of keep trading houses for hotels, right? And you just keep moving it up. And you can do the same thing in real estate, even starting with a single family home. You can refinance it and then use that to go now get an income property that's now paying you extra money, so you can turn it into even more cash flow too. So
Exactly. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so there's a lot of options. So reach out to your lender or your agent, and we'll be more than happy to help you out with that.